My GF said, "You're not my priority," so I ghosted her and left. Now she is broke, homeless, and begging me to come back. I'd been dating Brittany for 3 years when she said those words to me. We met in college and moved in together right after graduation. I landed a solid job as an IT manager making decent money. Brittany was still figuring out her career path, which I completely supported. She jumped from one passion project to another. First it was photography, then graphic design, then she wanted to be a life coach. I never judged her for it. I covered rent, bought groceries, paid for her car insurance while she explored her options. The problem started when she met this group of influencer friends at some networking event. Suddenly she was obsessed with building her personal brand and becoming Instagram famous. She'd spend entire days taking photos for content, going to trendy cafes she couldn't afford, buying clothes for outfit posts, all on my credit card. Every time I tried talking to her about money or her plans, she'd say I didn't understand the influencer grind, that I was thinking too small. One night in March, I came home exhausted from a 12-hour shift dealing with a massive server crash at work. I'd been texting Brittany all day asking if she could pick up dinner because I'd be home late. She read every message but never responded. I walked into our apartment and she wasn't there. Her ring light was set up in the living room. There were outfit changes scattered everywhere, but no Brittany. She rolled in around 10 p.m. carrying shopping bags from expensive stores. I asked where she'd been and she said she was at a content creator meetup that ran late. Then she showed me what she bought. $300 worth of clothes for an upcoming photo shoot. I lost it. We just talked 2 days ago about needing to save money because my company was doing layoffs. I specifically asked her to be careful with spending. She got defensive immediately, said I was trying to control her and crush her dreams, that I didn't understand what it took to build a following. I told her I'd been supporting her dreams for 3 years while she contributed nothing to our household. That's when she said it. "You're not my priority right now. My brand is my priority. If you can't handle that, maybe we're not compatible anymore." I just stared at her. 3 years of paying her bills, supporting her random business ideas, covering her expenses while she played entrepreneur, and I wasn't her priority. I didn't yell or argue. I just said okay and went to bed. The next morning I called my landlord and explained the situation. Turns out the lease was only in my name because Brittany's credit was terrible. I gave my 30-day notice. Then I opened a new bank account and transferred my money, changed all my passwords, canceled the credit card she'd been using. I didn't tell Brittany any of this. For the next month, I acted completely normal while I packed my important stuff bit by bit. Got a new apartment across town, updated my address, moved my things during her content creation outings. On moving day, I took the last of my stuff while she was at brunch with her influencer friends. Left my keys on the counter with a note that just said, "Good luck with your priorities." I blocked her number, blocked her on everything, and disappeared. 2 days later, my buddy showed me her Instagram story. She was posting about toxic ex-boyfriends who abandon you when you're chasing your dreams. Got a bunch of supportive comments from her followers who had no idea she'd been living rent-free for years. A week after that, the texts started coming from random numbers. She'd realized the rent was due and I wasn't paying it. She'd tried using the credit card and it got declined. She'd gone to the bank and discovered I'd moved my money. I didn't respond to any of it. My friend told me she had to move back to her mom's house 2 hours away because she couldn't afford rent on her own. Her influencer friends mysteriously disappeared when she couldn't afford to go out anymore. 3 months went by. I got promoted at work, started dating someone who actually had her life together, and honestly forgot about Brittany. Then last week, she showed up at my new apartment. I have no idea how she found my address. She looked rough. No makeup, messy hair, wearing old sweatpants. She started crying the second I opened the door. Said her mom kicked her out after she refused to get a real job. She'd been staying with different friends but burned through all those options. She was basically homeless, living in her car, and wanted to know if she could stay with me just until she got back on her feet. I asked her what happened to her priority, what happened to building her brand. She broke down completely. Said she realized she made a huge mistake, that she took me for granted and needed me. I looked at her and said the same thing she told me. "You're not my priority right now. My life is my priority. If you can't handle that, we're not compatible." Then I closed the door. She sat outside my apartment crying for 20 minutes before finally leaving. I haven't heard from her since.